I have a problem. And no, it's not all the non-running motorcycles I have or the boxes of parts I have just lying around. It's actually just this. This needs to fit into that. But for this to fit into that, that needs to look like this. I need to replace my radiator, and there aren't a whole lot of options unless I want a used one or pay way too much for an OEM one. However, eBay has tons of GL1000 aluminum radiators, and from what I've read online, they'll mostly fit in a GL1000. The main issue is the difference in the filler neck. You guys remember my buddy Jordan? He's a professional fabricator and has helped out on some other projects on this channel before. I dropped off the radiator with him so he could make this work.
Basically, we got the old school copper core steel radiator. This is just for mock-up purposes for the new one. Plan of action is going to be this. We're going to cut this off. We are going to clean it up, and we're going to go ahead and check our depth of this tube. Once we get the depth set on this tube, I'm going to clock this 90 degrees so it's sticking straight up like that, just like the other one. Next thing, you kind of see this is canted, about 15 degrees offset on this one versus this guy, which is just straight up and down. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Wish me luck.
Well, looks pretty damn good to me. While Jordan takes care of the radiator, I'll be starting on refreshing the cooling system with new O-rings, gaskets, and a thermostat. Jordan will meet up at the shed when he's done. And all that starts with my favorite, removing these carburetors. These coolant pipes over the engine consist of 4 O-rings and 2 paper gaskets. And of course I immediately run into this issue where I thought this bolt was going to snap on me. That doesn't feel great. Almost like it's been cross-threaded or RTV'd in there. It's very rusty, thankfully. I'll chase those threads and make sure everything's nice and clean in there before reinstalling all this. Both these O-rings don't look terrible, but I'm glad I'm doing them. Peace of mind. It's so important these surfaces are prepped properly, or else I could have a leak. It's not the most fun thing to do, but at least it's kind of satisfying to watch. It's the same exact thing on the opposite side, but I'm also replacing the temp switch O-ring, so that has to come out. Yep, this one was bad. I suspect when the previous owner painted this engine, they probably replaced those 4 O-rings in the back, but didn't touch the temp switch sensor O-ring or the fan control O-ring, which sits right here on the thermostat housing. And that kind of confirms what I was saying earlier. You can see where the coolant's been leaking through that O-ring. This was really stuck on there, but it came off without breaking. New O-ring on, and gets to go back into its home. It's about here I realized I forgot the O-ring for the thermostat housing. So I called up my Honda dealership to see if they could help me out. And that's when Jordan showed up.
What's up, dude?
I'll grab that.
Thank you. I got it clocked. The only thing I didn't do was a little canted piece.
Yeah.
But other than that, in theory, it should work.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Yep.
How's she looking?
Perfect.
Heck yeah, that water neck's gonna work?
Yeah.
Cool deal,
That's
man.
perfect.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. I just got to swap everything over. Great job.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah.
It took me for friggin' ever to get in there and actually weld that because how I had it set, it was just so tight to get in there.
Yeah,
But
I didn't
it came
think
out pretty
you would.
damn good.
Came out perfect. Because I was thinking you would be able to cut a slice and like rotate it that way.
I totally was thinking about that, like doing it right here.
Yeah.
But with how you're describing it and everything, I was just like, dude, this is gonna be the most, like the cleanest alternative to everything. We celebrated the win, and at that point, I was just really hoping the Honda dealership could get the O-ring in by tomorrow so I can finish this thing. Unfortunately, my dealership doesn't work on or carry Honda motorcycle parts.
But fortunately, the same O-ring is found in the 1980s Accord, so they were able to ship one in. New thermostat going in. Make sure the hole is facing up. This allows trapped air to easily bypass a closed thermostat when bleeding. Plugging back in the fan switch. New hoses. And I even picked up some stainless steel hardware to replace all the rusted stuff. It's about here my camera died, so I'm struggling to get these shots with my phone, just propped up against random stuff, so bear with me. Okay, got the lower radiator hose on, these brackets on. I'm going to throw the shield on, get it in place, and then I'll secure the lower radiator hose once this is on. Well, check that out. It is 100% in, and there's zero interference with the frame or ignition modules. Even got the screen in and the painted side panels. The only other thing I had to do was I had to slightly modify this bottom bracket that holds the screen on, just because it was interfering with these now, just how they sit with the new radiator. But I mean, it was like a 1 minute fix. It looks great. It's in there. We'll go put the carburetors back in and see if it holds water. Forgot to tighten this. Thankfully, nothing leaked out yet. I don't see any leaks. I've read that people have been able to make these radiators work with way less work. Modifying the ignition coil brackets and moving them slightly is apparently an option, but I wanted to try something different. I'll probably find some hose clamps that fit better than the ones that were on there, but for now, it's holding coolant, so I'm happy about that. There you go. Not too bad of a job, as long as you have access to a friend that can weld aluminum.